I feel so lightweight when I think back to those days. But then we went our own ways. I'm thinking about what needs to change. That we could turn back the page and live like our favorite fairy tales. So a love so free in a world of our fantasies. Digging up treasures and sailing across the sea. These are childhood dreams, it's how we used to be. When we were kings and queens in our childhood dreams. Oh, 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 our childhood dreams. Our childhood dreams, it's how it used to be when we were kings and queens in our childhood dreams. Sitting at the same old workplace. What's the point of this chase? To just bite our old tail. Wishing that something would change. That we could turn back the page and live like our favorite fairy tales. So a love so free in a world of our fantasies. Flying on dragons through sky-high cities. These are childhood dreams, it's how it used to be. When we were kings and queens in our childhood dreams. Oh, 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 our childhood dreams. Feeling. I feel so lightweight when I think back to those days. But then we went our own ways. I'm thinking about what needs to change. That we could turn back the page and live like our favorite fairy tales. So a love so free in a world of our fantasies. Digging up treasures and sailing across the sea. These are childhood dreams, it's how it used to be. When we were kings and queens in our childhood dreams. Oh, oh, oh.
Hey, babies! Let me make sure everything is working properly. Okay, that looks right. Let's get that going. Actually, we don't need that tonight because I'm not going to start up Plastic Ducks tonight. Tinkerbell, no ma'am. Y'all, Little Bug's cat is trying to jump over here on the desk. Hello, Darth Darling. Let me double check this. Make sure everything's sounding right. All right, can y'all hear me? Oh, no, little girl. No, ma'am. No. Oh, my God. No, little girl. No, little girl. She was going to have some fun, y'all. I can't get used to where I moved the camera to. Okay. Yes, that is Tinkerbell. That is Little Bug's kitty cat. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, that is Little Bug's baby, and she is absolutely rotten. And I'll probably end up having to go put her in the other room because anytime I'm doing anything on this desk, she wants to know what it is. Just point blank, she wants to know. Trying to keep the microphone out of my way, but yet where you guys can still hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. Fingers crossed. Tinkerbell. No, ma'am. She's already trying it again, y'all. Alright, guys. Tonight, I want to work on some crochet, some painting, all the things. No, don't break the things. Don't break the things, please. Alright, here's the next problem. I don't remember what I did with this particular brown. I was working with it the other night, and I don't know where I put it. Oh, me. It should have been right there, but it's not. Let me see here. Did I put it back in here? Yep. Tinkerbell? No, ma'am. Say hi to everybody. She's got boogers in her eyes. Her allergies are acting up. Now, no. I love you, but you must go. Go, 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 kitty. Don't make me call Gray to come in here and get you. All right. Let's see. All right. I think these are the two brushes I'm going to need. As a cute kitty, she was one that was dropped on us years ago. Oh, this chair is in way too low. I wonder if I can get it. I think, yeah, this is the one that's broke. Mine that I usually use for this is still loaded on the trailer. I got to get it out sometime. And we might as well go ahead. We need to coat this with linseed. So I might as well go ahead and do that and then set it to the side while we work on painting these glasses. Oh, and guys, let me get these out to show y'all. I've been working on these little magnets. And that one, little Christmas paw prints. And that one. Would any of you guys like one? If you would, message me your address in Discord. And I'll send you one out. Let me get my paint can opener. Hold on. And my office is an absolute mess. I do apologize. Pokes the cat ears. She would like it. She loves her ears messed with. She loves her little nose messed with. She's just rotten. All right. Yeah, since we moved everything into this room, I'm still getting used to this whole new setup. It's kind of weird. And is the music too loud, guys? If it is, let me know and I will dial it back some. Where are my small mixing cups? That's the lids. All right, there's the cups. All right. We coat these with linseed oil to help seal them better. It'll help them last years longer than they would without it. You should see to the stray church cats. Mandy, what do they look like? Speaking of, you know, we just had a stray cat show up here, a month ago that we got a home for. About 5 o'clock this morning, I hear the chickens going ballistic. Get out there. There is a cat that looks just like Socks out there desperately trying to get in the chicken run. I don't know if she was thinking she'd eat a chicken or she was just looking for somewhere warm and dry. I tried to get her to come to me, but she wouldn't. I figure she'll probably show back up tonight, though. Alright, there's linseed. Where is... There it is. This has still got some plaster dust on it. So, let's just kind of run this over it, kind of clean it up just a little bit. Get rid of some of the loose dust. Oh, my phone's going off. Yeah, I can tell I'm going to have to adjust that camera and everything else. Nothing's as it should be tonight. Let me try to adjust it. Hold on. There, that's a little bit better. This new boom arm's taking a little getting used to. And what was that notification I got on my phone? It was a Darth. Let's see what the Darth sent. Oh, that one that's sitting the closest to the post, it looks a whole lot like the one that we just got a home for. And the other one, that looks like a little Siamese kitty. Oh, man. It's been a long time since y'all saw Socks, ain't it? Been quite a while. Where'd she go? She's over there in my other chair. Hold on, let me get her. Come here, baby. You want to come say hi? Oh. Why are you hissing? She's hissing, y'all, and I don't know why. Say hi. Oh, she's hissing at Tinkerbell. Her and Tinkerbell don't get along. That's why Tinkerbell usually stays on one side of the room and Sock stays over here. Alright. Just a little trick, if you ever work with plaster, like for making any kind of statues or decorative items, linseed oil, like I said, helps seal them real good, so it helps them last many more years. And depending on how well you seal it, it'll also help the plaster last outdoors. I wouldn't suggest using a lot of plaster outdoors, but it will help some. And which we really don't care if it leaves some streaks and stuff like that in here, because we're going to paint this at some point. Darth, is the music too loud, darling? Posted another cat pic. Hold on. Where'd my phone go? Oh, look at those eyes. Oh, that baby's eyes are so pretty. That baby's eyes are so pretty. I love cats. I do. Tuesday is over here in her cage right now because all she's wanting to do is fight today and be bad. But don't worry, guys. It's not a little cage. This cage is almost as tall as I am, and it's real wide and big, so she's got a lot of room to move. And guys, I got ink and paint all over my hands today. And this one, everything else washed off except for this teal color. It doesn't want to come off. It's stained. I even tried rubbing alcohol to get it off, which, you know, usually helps at least fade it. It didn't even really help fade it. Oh, God, I can't wait till we get my actual usual chair back in here. And honestly, I almost thought about replacing this desk because it's a really old desk. And the spot for a chair to go under is only about that wide and just barely up off the floor. So, modern office chairs don't really fit under it well. So I may end up swapping some things around. I've got another old desk, but it actually comes up much higher. It's got a little more room. It doesn't have any drawers in it, but I don't know. We'll probably go with this just like it is for a little while after I get my other chair back in here. See how I adjust to it. And if in a few weeks it doesn't seem like I'm adjusting real well, we'll swap the desk out. Now, if y'all ever use linseed for anything, keep in mind it does have a little bit of an aroma, but that aroma does fade. So whatever your project is, it's not going to end up smelling like that. Now, this one did not come out perfect. See, you can see little pits that I did not fill in. Usually, if I'm doing one of these to sell, I fill all these pits, all that stuff in. This one, however, is not for sale. This is just for my personal use. So, I didn't worry with making it perfect. Oh, and here in a minute, I got to show you guys a couple of blankets. All right. Let's coat the back side, and then we're going to set this over to the side and let it dry while we work on other things. Oh Lord, it is hot in here tonight. It's been freezing in here to me for days, and tonight I'm actually burning alive. Go figure. Oh, Darth, did you see the song I posted in Discord? Bon Jovi and Avril Lavigne. Never a collab I thought about at all. Did not know we needed it, but once I heard it, it was like, oh my God, yes, this is so good. Alright, we're going to set this to the side, let it dry for a bit. Put my brush in the water. Let me show you guys these blankets before we start on these wine glasses. Oh, I got that oil on my hands, and I do not want it getting on these blankets. So, you ought to go take a listen to it, Darth. They turned out really well. Avril and John's voices actually mixed so well. And, both of them have got that high positive energy. Yeah, you could hear it in the song. It turned out awesome. Okay, wipe this off a little bit. Just because I don't want that oil to get on these glasses. One second. The cat moved my garbage can. She scooted it across the floor. And I'm going to cut this heater off. Oh my Lord, it's hot in here. Alright, this is one of the blankets. Trying to make sure you guys can actually see it. This is one, it's actually a baby / toddler blanket. And this pattern is one I came up with that I call the Bella, because I made it for Bella's first baby blanket. But with Bella's, where all this purple is, I used a teal. But all it is kind of an alternating pattern between a crunch stitch and single crochet. And I had so much fun doing this. And eventually I am going to start making these in bigger sizes. And this one will actually be up on the website for sale pretty soon. You don't like Bon Jovi? Why not? Oh my Lord, what's wrong with you, man? I love Bon Jovi. I especially love the stance he's taken against our current administration lately. Alright. Yeah, that's good. I don't think he was. Now, some songs, yeah. There was some of his songs, absolutely. I will agree with that. But there was others that honestly didn't get the credit they should have. And didn't get the airplay they should have. Alright, now guys, what we're doing with these, we're going to paint these. We're going to seal them with a dishwasher safe Mod Podge. And we're going to add some UV DTFs to them. Matter of fact, hold on, I'll get them and show them to you. Let's see, which ones were they in here? Yeah, this is what I keep my UV DTFs in. I probably need to come up with a better system for storing these, but for right now this works. Yeah, we've got these guys. The only thing I'm trying to figure out, I probably need to flip that camera. Well, maybe not. Hold on. Let me do this. There we go. Those guys. And what I'm wondering is, should I, when I go to list these on the website, should I sell them as sets or as singles? Or offer both options? What would you guys suggest? And I am going to go ahead and take my brother up on his offer for that 3D printer. And we're going to start doing some stuff with that. And I started painting these the other night. They still need at least one more coat, probably two, to really make this paint stick well. Oh, the weekend is almost here. What does everybody have planned for the weekend? Yeah, guys, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with this room. This was an old garage that was closed in. And I want to paint it, but they put like this weird stucco stuff on the walls in here, which makes it really hard to paint. But we do have a paint sprayer, so what we may have to do is like move everything out away from the walls, covered in tarps, and then use the paint sprayer. That would probably be a lot easier. I got some other stuff here I want to show y'all tonight too. I'll get it all out here in a little bit after we get another coat or two of paint on these and let them dry. Well, I need to let them dry real good in between coats, so I'll probably show them to you in between coats. And I'll show you guys what I used to use on all my wine glasses, but since I have discovered the UV DTFs, I may use up the rest of the stock of what I used to use and then switch over to nothing but the UV DTFs. I think they're gonna give a better quality and last longer. Definitely should hold up better in like dishwasher and stuff. I dripped some drop. And guys, I'm sorry, y'all gonna have to excuse me. Like I've told y'all during the gaming streams, I'm working on quitting smoking and using a natural vape juice to do it, so it doesn't have all the extra harmful chemicals that everybody, fusses about with vape. So since I am doing that and I'm desperate to quit smoking completely, during this stream, sometimes y'all will see me hit my vape. I'm sorry. Guys, it says there's an ad break coming in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Keep in mind that ad break will last roughly 3 minutes, and then there shouldn't be another one for an hour. So just take it as an opportunity to get up, stretch your legs, take a potty break, grab a drink, grab a snack, and come on back. I looked into last night after the 7 Days to Die stream, possibly doing the manual ads, but no matter how I played around with it, it was still gonna come out to just as many ads now and possibly more. So it was like, never mind, I'm just gonna leave the settings the way I've got them. Now tomorrow night, guys, we are gonna do a mixtape music talk over on the website. Not sure what time we'll get started. I know what time I want to, but me and Gray both have eye doctor's appointments and everything else tomorrow, so those will kind of dictate when we get to start. But I know I need a new prescription on my glasses, because like right now I am struggling to see, but I still hate going. I know that's like, a 2-year-old not liking going to the doctor, but I do. I hate it. I hate it so bad. All right, the cat is over there on the other keyboard, and she did something, and the music stopped. God only knows what she just sat over there and did. Now, if anybody's curious about what paint I use on these glasses, I always use Apple Barrel. It seems to work really good on glasses. This particular color is not made specifically for glasses. However, let me see if I can find them. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't you fall. Here we go. Folk Art does make some beautiful paints that are made specifically for glass. Like this one right here. Oh. Let me do it like this. Yeah, I got to get used to this new setup. Gray! Oh, about Tinkerbell? Yeah, she yeah. She proved you right. Are you happy? Let me see what this cat did to the music. Hold on. hopefully that fixed it. There. All right, guys, this is that ad break. It's starting in 20 seconds. This is your warning, my babies. Great, we've got to get my other chair. This one, the height adjuster is broke. So I'm like sitting on the floor pretty much. I'm sorry, when I'm painting, doing any of this stuff, I either gotta have TV or music, so. That's part of the reason I'm worried about the cat turning my music off. What was that? Darth! You threw rotten maters at me! I could grow a few more inches. What are you talking about? Why are you needing to grow? If anybody does, it's me. I'm like 5'4". Well, actually, I think I've shrunk. I've been like 5'4" since I was like 13. The last time the doctor checked my height, they came back and said I was 5'3", and I was like, I shrunk an inch? What? Granny, exactly what I mean. What? Y'all are brats. What are you doing over there? Tinkerbell's over there into something. I don't want to put her in the other room, but if she don't straighten up, I'm going to have to. Now, guys, the plan is to start doing these chat and craft streams at least 3 times a week. Like I said, for right now, though, we're kind of winging everything because life has just been throwing us some nasty little curveballs. It's a man thing, Well, I'm not a man, so I don't know. Holy. Jesus. Don't do that while I'm painting. I almost jumped. I had to stop myself because if I jumped, it was going to ruin the whole glass. Eating popcorn? Ooh, what kind? Gray went to the store and got me a candy bar a while ago. I hadn't eaten it yet. I figure if I end up doing a 7-day stream or something tonight, I might eat it while I'm doing that. Because for some reason here lately, every time I stream, I get the munchies. Oh, and I've got a seahorse in the basement that's finally cured enough. I need to bring him up and sand him and paint him. A ding dong, yes, he should have, but that store he went to, they normally don't have ding dongs. There's only I think it's 2 places around here we've been able to find ding dongs. Yeah, I definitely need those new glasses. It will make this stuff right here so much easier. And if my insurance will cover it, I'm going to get some of those pair eyewear. Have y'all seen those? The ones where you've got your base frame and then it's got the little magnetic decorative frames you put over it so that you could change the style out anytime you want. I can manage to get those, then all of these extra glasses I got over here, I've got like 15 pairs. I need to donate them. It's funny. It looks like Mandy set something heavy on the person's head that is in the ad on the left, and they're holding their hand out like, oh my lord. I can't see the ad, so I don't know. Yeah, great. We got to get my regular chair because this is miserable. I'm like on the floor, dude. This is the chair I usually keep setting to the side for the cats to lay in. But since we haven't unloaded my regular chair for this stuff yet, I've been using it, and like I said, I feel like I'm sitting on the floor. The glasses on her head? Oh, wait a minute. You're talking about here. I thought you were... Dadgummit. I thought you were talking about on stream. Like a Twitch ad. Okay. It didn't get it too bad. Gray Max is out there crying for some reason. He was doing that last night too. But he could be doing it because of that stray cat. Alright, let's set this one over here to dry. Well, like I said, we'll have to do a few more coats, but... On the left, oh, the Versace ad. Yeah, that was a perfume ad. All right, wait a minute, hold on. I hadn't even sniffed it. I keep old magazines and stuff just to use for this type of stuff. Let's see what it smells like. Oh. I wish y'all had scratch and sniff screens. I'd let you smell. That stuff smells really good. Which one is this? Bright Crystal. So it's that one. Alright, and then they've got one right here for the Yellow Diamond, which is that one. Let's see what that one smells like. Ew, I don't like that one. That one stinks. Yeah, it smells like money. Exactly. And what about this one? This one is the Dylan Blue. That one right there. I love the bottle. I think it's beautiful. Oh, God. But that one smells even worse than that other one. That smells like open butt, y'all. Oh, no. Even when I'm all sweaty and covered in chicken poop, I don't smell that bad. Oh, my God. And people pay for that? That's nasty. I liked the first one. The Bright Crystal, which is that one. But those other ones, they just stunk. I'm sorry, but they did. They just stunk. Alright, we need to get this coat going on this one, and then I'm going to show you guys some other stuff I've been working on. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead. This is one of our Christmas cottage statues. I cannot get used to this new setup. Y'all can see a little bit better that way. Let's turn it this way. That's the front. That's the back. I make them in concrete and plaster. And I also make candle versions of these. that can actually burn. I need to get started on making some of those. This one needs touched up. It's almost done, but I've got a little touching up to do on it, and then I need to put a good sealer on it, and then this will be ready to go out for sale. This little guy here, we need to highlight. Let me do it like this. We actually need to highlight the book edges a little more. Maybe highlight his wings. Maybe give him a little glitter, a little sparkle. And then we need to put a nice sealer on here. And he'll be ready. I've still got to do the bottom too. And this is one of the piggies that is almost done. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to flip that camera. I really do. But let's see if y'all can see him there. We do need to highlight some of his features just a little more, and then touch up a couple of little spots of paint, then seal him. He'll be ready. I've got another one here. This one I'm gonna make where that pig was more like browns and beiges. This one's gonna be more like gray and black. And Christmas ornaments, been working on some of those. I got a whole bunch of those poured and cured. I just need to get them sanded down and all painted. And well, I showed you guys the Christmas paw print magnets earlier. Like I said, if any of you guys want one, DM me your address on our Discord and I'll send you one out. I'll just send it out to you for free. It's just, gift from me to you. And oh, let me show you the blanket I've been working on for my mom. It's almost done. I mainly got to finish like 3 more sections of the colors, and then put the border on it, and it'll be ready. She doesn't watch Twitch, so I'm not worried about her seeing it. Thank God. Oh, they do look cool. They look like nice folks, and they're just cute, Now, let me see if I can get it out of my project bag. Every time I'm working on a crochet project, I've got tons of these totes and bags that I keep it in. That way, if no matter what room I'm in, I can just grab the bag and tote it with me. So, like, if I want to go upstairs, sit down, watch a movie with Gray, just grab the bag and go. But this one, like I said, this is a pattern design I came up with for my mom. And yeah, like I said, it's almost done. It's going to be really good and long. Well, at least for my mama, it is. My mama's shorter than me. So I don't have to make it real big for it to be long enough for her. You know what I mean? Only 3 years older than you? That's not very old. That's not very old. Oh, and I have been working on some magnets. Bookmarks too. Crocheting up some bookmarks, and I've been learning how to crochet a dinosaur raptor and a dillo. Y'all can imagine it's Little Bug that requested that, okay? So, and I tell you, that dillo is being a pain in the butt. The tutorials I've been watching on how to do it make it look so simple. It is not. They lie. Oh, and I've been working on some more of these, but I am having one issue with these. Mainly the sea-themed ones. The some of the shells aren't wanting to stick real good, so I've got to figure that out. See, there was one there and one there. But it's the frosted glass. I've got the seahorses on the inside, all the shells on it, and then see, it's just basically a nice little nightlight. That's all it is. But I think it's cute. It's fun to make, so. It's been being Mandy. Uh-huh. I hear a suspicious kitty. Dwarf. Dwarf. You know what's weird is because my speakers are over there, I'm hearing all the noises come from that direction, and I'm not used to that. All right. And like I said, I will be glad to get these new glasses. It'll probably help me a whole lot doing this stuff because, like I said, I am struggling to see right now. There we go. Trying to, touch up those edges a little bit. Now, what was that? What was that? Oh, great, throwing poop at me. You mean turd. Now, one thing about these, I've had people ask me before why I don't paint all the way up to the rim of the glass, right? Because, these are non-toxic paints. The sealer, again, is a non-toxic dishwasher safe Mod Podge. However, it's still a chemical, right? People are going to be putting their lips on these. I don't want to paint all the way to the rim and people be putting their mouths on any kind of chemicals, sealers, adhesives, anything like that. To me, it's just not safe. So with these glasses, when they're meant for drinking out of, I will never paint all the way to the rim. I always try to leave enough room that people can take a drink out of them without, touching all that. Alrighty, Darth Darling. Leaves an energy drink on grass. Oh, and leaving a turd nugget on mine again. Really? Yeah, most of these glasses take this paint pretty well, but I have noticed this one has been giving me fits. It's not wanting to take it real well. I don't know if maybe there was some sort of film on it that I didn't get off before I started, because normally before I start painting these, I wipe them down real good with rubbing alcohol, and that usually removes any kind of dust or film or anything like that on them. But there's just something about this one that's not really wanting to cooperate. And like I said, guys, once I get these done, I don't know if I should sell them in sets or as singles, or maybe both options. What do you guys think? While the paint and chems are non-toxic, myself and Darth may be a different story. Good point. I still love you little toxic butts, though. I hear my phone. Whoa, my phone is blowing up. Tinkerbell. What are you doing over there? Oh, okay. You're fine. Go ahead. Do your business. I just didn't know what you were getting into. Yeah, great. Tinkerbell got up here twice. And she almost knocked the wine glasses over. Soxy, what are you doing? No, ma'am. Get off that shelf. Thank you. I am thoroughly surprised these cats haven't actually broken more than what they ever have. They're not bad cats. They're just nosy. Alright. And let's try to get a little more right down in here. Like I said, this is probably going to take... Oh, probably 2 or 3 coats. At least. Alright, let's set that one over there to let it dry a little bit before we try to put another coat on. Put those in there, and I need to go ahead and work on finishing up these, but I also want to finish up some of these glasses. So this one, I started it going to do it similar to one I made for gray a while back. But now I'm not sure really what direction I want to go with it. Oh, and this is one of my Christmas candles. My jar candles. But this one I've had for years, and the things are starting to peel off. This is one reason I said I'm probably going to use up all my stock and then switch over to nothing but UV DTF, because you don't have this peeling problem with those. And with these, no matter how many times I have sealed these, it seems like one corner always tries to come up. But I may actually put this one for sale, like, you know, marked down. I don't know. And we've got our snowflake on the top. And I've been working on these for like wedding events and stuff. I've got the rims and stuff. We're gonna take those, paint them a gold, whereas this is like a cream color with the gold dots. We're gonna paint the rings a solid gold, and then put the cream dots on, you know, kind of reverse the color scheme a little bit. And I think I'm gonna do several of these, sell them in sets. Probably gonna put some sort of ribbon or twine around them, just kind of decorate them up. And then we got these guys. This one's made out of concrete. Let me do it like this. Yeah, I gotta get used to all these new camera placements. I'm still getting used to it. I'm sorry, guys. But these little guys right here, these are made out of concrete. I do them in concrete and plaster. And if you want it unpainted so you can paint it yourself, I could do that. And I'll just seal it first before I send it to you, and then you can paint over it. Or I can do them painted. So I've got a lot of little stuff going on. I've actually really been enjoying getting back into doing statues. I've really missed it. Y'all know I love crochet, and I've missed doing the candles, so getting back into those is really, that's got me really excited, to be honest. Oh, and here's a lavender version of that other one. Speaking of which, I need to order some more of this paint gray, this lavender paint, because our granddaughter used up the last of it. Now, these wine glasses, when I do ones like this, where you've got it frosted all the way around, and I've got stuff in here, what I'm going to do is similar to what I've done with this, with the nightlight. We're going to make a base for it with a hole in the base to run fairy lights in. And then it will sit like this, and then you put a candle on top. And I'm thinking maybe make small pillar candles to sell with it. Possibility. Not sure. You guys give me your feedback. Tell me, what y'all think. Should I do it that way or no? Yeah, I've got a bunch of little stuff I'm working on. Like I said, just it's only me though, so I've got to not let myself run wild with it. Amber has said before that she would want to learn a lot of this and join in the business with me, which would be a lifesaver. Trust me, big lifesaver. All right, let's go ahead and, like I said, this needs a little touch up. I think we need to add a little bit of shading, a little bit darkening of the details, just to bring them out and make them show up a little bit more. And a lot of times the way I like to do that, instead of using a paint, sometimes like the shadows and the fine details, you can really make them pop out better with a thin dye or something. Let's see. Like this guy right here. I used that little trick to accent like the nostrils and the eye slits and stuff. So, let's go ahead, do the paint touch-ups, and then we'll go ahead and get out either a dark brown dye or maybe a black or a gray, and just barely hit like some of these small fine details just to kind of bring them out a little bit more. I think that'll make it look a lot better. Then we'll just need to let it dry, clear coat it, and this booger will be ready to go on sale. So, all right. Actually, I've got the nutmeg out, which I need to do right here. We need the Christmas green. Like I said, since we've rearranged the whole house, including moving my whole workshop into here, I don't know where half my stuff is. So I'm just, it takes me a minute to find it. Actually, let's put you in here. Alright. I can't remember, honestly, if that was the flag red I used on that or a Christmas red. And I may actually, y'all, I think I may be out of my Christmas green too, so I may have to wait to finish this piece. And I don't want to do that. I want to get it done, done. Alright, let's just line up all the reds, and I'll figure it out as I go. It is about time for me to put in another order with Apple Barrel. Ivy green. I know that is not the green I used. English ivy, no, that's not it either. Let's keep that out because I will use that for something else. And I thought I had a gingerbread brown here, but apparently I may be out of it too. Uh-oh. Well, thank you, Darth. I was just trying to read what you said. The one female in the picture sent y'all last night. I want somebody to laugh. Her love y'all. Love me too. That sounds like you, Darth. But we still love you. I get it. I get where she's coming from. We still love you, baby. Alright, this could present a problem if I'm out of that Christmas green. This one right here, this red bin is full of nothing but the glass paints, so I really don't need to get those out. Lori, hi, sweetheart. Are you still not feeling good, baby? Go ahead and bring these over because I know I'm going to need to test them. And let's see if I got the Christmas green in here, at least something close to it that will work. Hi, here, sort of. I am Darth. Not really, and got to make some things for... Oh, so they're having their Thanksgiving at work tomorrow? That's that true green, but it's actually a little bit lighter than that. All right, that real green, that might come close to it. I need to make a note to remind myself to order Christmas green. I used to have a really big bottle, but again, Little Bug has been here. So, plus I've used a lot. And I've got the Mountain Forest. That might come close. And that's another one of the glass paints. It ended up in the wrong bin somehow. Yeah, that's going to bug me trying to figure out, because I don't think Little Bug would have used that whole thing of Christmas green. I mean, it was that big. All right, Lori, darling. All right, we're going to see if we can make this work with what we've got. One second, guys. Something's going on outside. One second. It's that little stray cat again. That poor little thing. I feel bad for it. Maybe, you know, if I were to move to Tennessee, there's a couple things that I would have to do. And I don't want to deal with the hassle of doing those things. I hear you. I hear you. I get it. I get it completely. Oh, no. I had to run it off last night. It was out there trying to get in the chicken run. And it's weird. All these strays and everything keep popping up after the rental across the other side of the woods, somebody new moved into it. So I don't have a problem with people having animals. Y'all know I love animals. Lord knows I got too many of them. But for the animal's sake and other people's sake, keep them up, you know? Oh, Social Security and stuff. Yeah, that could be a pain in the butt. A big old pain in the butt. Yeah, I think that's going to be too light. I think it's either going to come down in this mountain forest or this real green. But for right now, we can go ahead, touch up this bottom first. Y'all think my mama will like her blanket? I hope she does. Biggest thing that needs touched up is like the bottom and a couple of spots of that green and like one or two spots of the red right around the edges. Then, like I said, all we'll need to do after we touch all that up is do something to highlight all the details, bring them out just a little bit more, and then clear coat it, and this little thing will be ready to be sold to its new home. Now, this one was made out of plaster. I need to come up with a system, though, for the ones that are painted for me to remember, you know, was it plaster or was it concrete, to advise people the best way to take care of them once they buy them. I'm thinking come up with some sort of color code as far as like a little dot on the bottom. One to represent concrete, one to represent plaster, and when I do stuff in resin, one to represent the resin. Like I said, I am also going to go ahead and take my brother up on his offer with that 3D printer and see what all we can start doing with that. And there's a spot that needs touched up right there. And of course, when I make these into candles, I mean, it's easy to tell because they got a wick sticking out the top, right? And plus, if I'm able to get VA benefits, another thing oh yeah, that would be a nightmare. A nightmare. And I can tell you right now, the VA hospital in Nashville sucks. At least it did when I used to have to help veterans deal with them. And I mean, that's been 20, 30 years ago now, but still, it was a nightmare. And like I said, guys, I dread going to that eye doctor tomorrow, but at the same time, it's a good thing because I am struggling just to see. And like I said, guys, tomorrow night we're going to do a mixtape talk over on the website, but I'm not sure what time it'll be. A lot of that's going to depend on mine and Gray's appointments. Plus, kind of how I feel after I get the new glasses, if they get them ready tomorrow. Because I don't know about the rest of y'all, but every time I have to get a new prescription, I feel nauseous and have a horrible headache. So, the Titan Stadium, Nashville. Yep, Nashville. As a matter of fact, where we're moving to is only like 2 hours outside of Nashville. Gray's got friends that are still in the music industry there. They play up on Broadway and stuff, so we go to Nashville a lot. That's one thing we have missed a lot with living here in Virginia, and we cannot wait to get back and spend more time on Broadway and with musicians. It's oh, I cannot wait. I missed it so much, and I know Gray has. I know Gray has. So, all right, this little guy should be ready to start painting on. So let's set this one over here. And we're gonna need like a gray. All right, there's the timeless gray, dark gray, and I've got one in here called pavement. There it is. We're gonna mix those together to make kind of like a custom color for this frying pan. And actually, where's my notepad? Because I need to keep the notes. Oh, my notepad's about full. Perfect. My notepad is full. Alright, let's try this one. This drawer is full of notepads, and it's like they're all full. Alright, here we go. This one will work. However, my pens are over here. Let me grab one, dolls. Alright, so this is the egg frying pan. Alright. First step, linseed. I always do this, and then I've got a little box, like a recipe box. I give each one of these its own card and write down the exact process I did it so I could try to replicate it if I like the way it turns out. I could try to replicate it as much as possible. Stills Gray's cup of coffee. Get it. Get it. Timeless Gray, you'll take it. I bet you would. Alright, so let's come up with a nice little mix here. Would it be okay with y'all if I started doing like 3 of these types of streams a week? Would that be good, or? I've been in Memphis and Nashville. Spent time in both. Like Nashville much better than Memphis, but spent a lot of time in Nashville, Muscle Shoals, Huntsville. There we go. This has actually got a little bit of a gloss to it. I normally try to stay away from a lot of glosses on the plaster, but we're going to give it a shot, see how it turns out. And that was the dark gray. And now let's put some of the timeless. What's that? What's that? What's on my hearing? I heard a team gray, but... Alrighty, Lori, darling. Why did it not show up on the... That's weird. It should have shown up. Who played it? Hold on, let me write this down and then I'm going to try to see what's going on here. Oh. Not you? Uh-huh, I bet it was. That's what had happened. Somehow it had gotten moved. The alert box had gotten moved down below everything else. I think I got it fixed now, though. Alright. So let's see how this color turns out. I think I actually kind of like that color. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Woo, come back here. So let's go ahead and get a coat of this on the back. And like I said, normally when I'm doing one of these that, you know, somebody's buying, I make sure I get out all the little divots, all that stuff. But since this one is for my personal use, I don't want it to look perfect. I want it to look kind of old and beat up. Does that make sense? And I may try to get in a 7 Days to Die stream tonight, depending on what time it is and how I feel after we get done with all this. And of course, that eye doctor decided they had to schedule that appointment for like early in the morning. And y'all know me, I'm not even going to sleep 90% of the time until early in the morning. So it's going to be rough. It's going to be miserable. I can't get used to that mic being right there. I keep hitting my head on it. Gray, can you do me a favor? One second, guys. I'll get it. Just let me finish getting this. Oh, Gray got it. Thank you, Gray. And of course, this plaster, even though it was sealed with the linseed oil to a degree, it will soak up a lot of this paint. So this will end up having to have at least 2 or 3 coats. Plaster tends to soak up the paint a lot more than the concrete does. Yeah, Gray, we've definitely got to get my other chair here. I can't stand this. I still say that song right there reminds me of an 80s song, but I can't put my finger on which one. The intro to it just reminds me of something from the 80s, but I cannot put my finger on it. Toxie, you okay? Oh, she's got sneezies. Gray got it. Yep, he did. I wish there was some way Twitch could, handle those stupid bots much better than they do, but I know that would be difficult. Gray, you know how I've been freezing for like a week now? It is so hot in here right now to me, I can't stand it. Yeah, we definitely got to do something because the way this chair is, I can't get close enough to the desk to really keep this under the camera well without me having to. So we got to get my chair gray. Come here. I don't know, Gray. What I almost thought about doing actually was taking that one desk from upstairs and bringing it down here swapping them out, because that one I could slide the chair up under it easier. However, the biggest problem with that one is it's not as wide as this one, so I wouldn't have as much worktop room. So I'm not really sure what's the best way to handle it. All right, guys, it says there's another ad break coming in 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Keep in mind that ad break is supposed to only last 3 minutes long, and there's not supposed to be another one for an hour. But it seems like it's not going by the schedule. I don't know why. Like I said, I tried to play around with ad settings last night. I do apologize, y'all. It's Twitch. That's all I can say. But take it as an opportunity to get up, take your potty break, a potty break, grab a drink, grab a snack, and come on back, babies. All right. Yeah, see, that right there is pretty much already dried. That's how fast that plaster will soak that up, even with the linseed coating on it. So, for right now, we are going to set it right over here. And we're going to yeah, that's dry enough. We can work with a little bit now. I'm going to go ahead and start putting some of those little details, those little touches we were talking about. Just barely putting a little bit of that dye I was talking about. And all it is Ritz dye. Put just a little tiny bit of it in like these lines for that represent like the planks, the wood planks and stuff. It kind of gives it that little touch of the details. Yep, that's the one I want right there. All right. All right, I've got two different ones here that I usually use for this type of shading. One is the pearl gray. Oh, turn it like that. And then the other one is the dark brown. I think we're going to give the dark brown a shot right now. Great, did you hear that? Big boom outside, and then I hear Max roof. I don't know, somebody wrecked again or what? Yeah, that's probably going to come out a little darker than I intended. So, what we may do is thin it out a little bit with just a little bit of linseed oil. Sometimes that helps when the dye is too thick or too dark. There we go. Yeah, Max is going nuts about something. Now see how much lighter that's doing the little fine details? When it dries, it'll be light enough. It won't be like it was, I don't know how to put it. But we want it to be very subtle, basically. In some parts, we may make just a little darker than others. I think that one's too dark actually though, so we're gonna blot it a little bit. Help lighten it up some. Let's do just a little bit around this gingerbread trim. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I'm having a hard time seeing, guys. All right. Blot this down a little bit. Blot it some so it's not quite so prominent. And like I said, it will lighten up some more as it dries, so it'll give it just kind of that hint of details and shadow. In other words, basically all it does is keep it from feeling quite so flat. Gives it a little bit more of a 3D effect. I got too much over into that red right there. There we go. Yeah, you can see it's already lightening up a lot in a lot of spots. All right, we're gonna let that dry just a little bit, and then we're gonna do the back of it too. I'm debating on how I want to do the roof. There really needs to be some more accent on those roof tiles, but with it being that red, I'm almost scared to do it this way. But I mean, it's just paint. We can paint over it, you know? But I'm thinking instead of this lovely dark brown, we try this pearl gray on it. That may give it just enough of an accent without it being too overbearing, I guess you say. Oh. And we're definitely going to thin it out with a little bit of the linseed again. I may have actually thinned that out a little too much this time. Now, let's just roll with it and see how it turns out. Like I said, we're mainly just wanting to try to accent these shingles a little bit. But like I said, I am thinking I may have thinned that out too much. We're going to do it and let it dry and then see. May end up having to go back over it just a little bit. It's working a little, but not quite the way I wanted it to. Maybe okay though. Like I said, we're gonna do it and let it dry and see what it looks like after it dries. Then I'll make a final decision. And like I said, the main point of this is just to keep it from looking so flat, to give it more of a 3D effect. Oh, I dipped into the brown. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, my speakers are making a weird noise. All right, let's turn it around. Hit a few of these ridges a little bit. Try to, you know, again, like I said, give them a little bit of a 3D effect. And if I don't like the way it turns out, we can always take the paints that we use to paint it thin those out just a little bit and go back over these to lighten them up if I feel like they're too dark. That's the great thing about this stuff. It's just paint. I mean, you can paint over it. And I think we may definitely go back over this with after it dries good and everything. I may go back over it with like a glittery paint, um, a clear glittery paint, just to get a little bit of that glitter on the roof, almost like glitter and snow. All right, let's just set this to the side for now. Like I said, I'll make a final decision on if we're leaving it that way once it's good and dry. All right, it looks like this may be ready to flip. Yeah. So, okay. Trying to remember what little formula we came up with. 1, 2, 3, 4. The timeless gray was 2. And then the dark gray was 1. Come on. There we go. All right, let's get this little booger flipped over. And in case any of y'all are wondering, like all the concrete and plaster statues and stuff I do, I pour them, cure them, sand them, do all of that. Which, of course, I don't do that in here. I mean, that would be plaster and concrete dust everywhere. I do all that in the basement, unless it's like really big pieces. Then I do those outside. Be a little careful around here because we don't want to get a whole lot on those eggs, because this dark color would be a little hard to cover up with the white. I mean, I know I'm going to have to do a little bit of it, but because of course we are going to make our eggs look like eggs. Now, y'all see how yellow the linseed oil makes the plaster? It doesn't do that with the concrete. So, it's like if you want just a raw concrete piece and I've sealed it with linseed, it won't have that yellowish tinge to it. Blah, 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 blah. Come here, you. I may have to figure out something different for this microphone because getting on my nerves keeps hitting my head on it, you know? Now, I think the candles I make this weekend are going to be unscented ones. Simply so we can go ahead and get into painting those. And a lot of people still like unscented candles. They really do. Um, but when they're scented, I need to, let them sit and cure for so long and this, that, and the other. So what I may do is just make some unscented ones this weekend for us to paint on stream next week. Now, like I said, to make this look really good and seal it up really well, I am going to have to do a few coats on it, but that's fine. Alright, let that part dry, and then we will end up, once it's good and dry, of course, do a few more coats. And after all the coats of our gray are done, then I'll go in and do the eggs. Sorry, y'all. I gotta take it. I'm sorry. That's a good question, Darth. Now, Mondays, as long as his work allows, he is gonna start doing like a peace and quiet type stream on here with Farming Simulator. So, but he has talked about getting back into YouTube and Twitch both. So, fingers crossed. And Darth, do you have plans for Thanksgiving? All right, let's go ahead and hit this little guy with some more details. Like I said, we need to do some detail work on these edges because to me they're not showing up quite the way I would prefer them to. And we need to do some details on his little face and then color his little lips, all that good stuff. So, again, we're going to turn to our dye, thinned out dye, to do that. Actually, let's not do him right now. Let's go ahead and get another coat on this. Yeah, it's dry enough. It's ready for it. I'm back and I don't know which work in progress I want to work on. You sound like me, Lori. I was sitting there last night staring at two of mine going, which one do I want to do? And that's the writing. You can imagine how bad I am with this stuff. Pre-Thanksgiving feast on Wednesday, then going to a friend's place on Thursday. Nice, nice, nice. Lori, what do you guys have planned for Thanksgiving? You cooking? I think we're gonna go over to Gray's brothers for a little bit, but I'm still gonna do something here for me and Gray. Speaking of which, Gray, call your brother tomorrow and find out what I can bring to help with the meal. And if he says one of them roosters, you tell him I said, hell no, pick something else. His brother's always picking on me about how big my roosters are, and he's going to eat one of them one day. Might have her boyfriend over. Depends on what he's got going on. Ah, gotcha. You would spend it alone. I've done that before. Sometimes you just don't feel like being around a lot of people. I get that. I'm sorry, guys. I know I need to keep this under the camera, but I've got to lean back some. Like I said, we got to get my actual chair in here. This thing is killing me. Oh, you know what I may actually do? Instead of swapping this desk out for the one upstairs, I may just get a little fold-up table to put here. That would give me as much countertop space as I've got with this desk, and I'd be able to slide up under the desk much better and not feel like I'm reaching 200 miles away. Oh, yeah. I'll take him a picture of the rooster. That's what I'll do. I'll take him a picture. Oh, you gonna tell him I said okay? Mm-hmm. Your brother already knows better. He knows I'll kill over my ruse. His brother's always giving me crap because of how big they are and how big their legs are. And he asked me one day, how do you feed them? I tell you, they better than any guard dog. They are better than any guard dog. Anybody comes in this yard, they know it. They're raising Cain and they're ready to attack. And you don't mess with me in front of my roosters. Oh no, they'll kill you. That the ones that don't even like each other and want to fight with each other will put their fighting aside long enough to defend me. So, yeah, they better than any guard dog. So between them and my actual guard dogs, Daisy and Max, I'm set. Oh, no, no, no. Nobody's getting my rooster. Mm-mm. That part right there just is not wanting to do right. I'm going to have to do some doctoring on that to try to make this look good. For right now, we're just going to concentrate on getting these coats on. Like I said, it's going to take at least 3 coats, possibly 4. And then, got to add in all the details and the UV DTF decal and the coating. So, Try to smooth out those paintbrush strokes. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be glad to get the new glasses because I am struggling just to see y'all. What's that? What's that I'm hearing? Oh! Team Gray. No. No, Team Gray. No, Team Gray. No. You know, I really need to get another set of speakers to set over here. Oh, Lord, did you see the magnets I was showing earlier? I don't think you were in here yet. We love you too, Darth. Yeah. Well, if you don't love yourself, you know what they say. Ain't nobody else gonna. Besides, in this world, you gotta love yourself. Trying not to have to get any more of that brown out right now. But that's not working. You didn't? Hold on. Let me get them out. And I've been making up a bunch of these, playing around with them. And if you want one, what's the huh? Who's doing the huh? Who did the huh? It didn't show up on my screen. I just could hear it from that speaker over there here, huh? But now, if you want one, let me know. I'll send it to you. It's just little Christmas paws. See? There's little magnets, little Christmas paws. I figured if any of y'all wanted some, just let me know. Shoot me a message in Discord and I'll send them to you. Someone put the cat in the eggs. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Socks is over there in my gaming chair asleep. She is out like a little light. I don't know where Tinkerbell went, which kind of worries me. Because, I mean, y'all saw her get up here on the desk and just was going to tear everything all to crap. And the fact that she's off somewhere really quiet makes me wonder what she's up to. And she is Little Bug's cat, so there is no telling. There's the cat. I see it now. Oh, my Lord. There's the cat. I see it. Now put the cat on the eggs. All right, so are we frying up the kitty cat with the eggs? Is that what we're doing here? Oh, oh, oh. I missed that spot right there. Like I said, this one is just not wanting to cooperate taking paint, and I'm not sure why. That other one's taking it like a champ, but that one's being a bit of a pain in the... Alright, guys. A lot of this stuff needs to set and dry, and honestly, I'm in the mood to play some 7 Days. So, we're going to call this one here. I'm going to take like maybe a 30-minute break. And then we're going to fire up some 7 days. So, I will see you back here very shortly, darlings. I hope so, anyway. Much love, darlings.
I know that I can't go on without you. It's hard, cause it took 5 years until I found you. Oh, I'm not gonna let you